Hey guys, it's S. Welcome back to another episode of Media Morals.
Hello, Internet. I'm M.
And I'm S.
And welcome to Media Morals.
So this past week, I read Permanent Record. It's by Mary H.K. Choi, and she actually wrote Emergency Contact, which was a best-selling book, and I also read that a few years ago, and that was a really good read, so definitely recommend both of these books if you're looking for something to read over this shelter-in-place. Shout out to N for letting me borrow both Permanent Record and Sourdough right before school let out so I can read them and use it for Media Morals. I don't think she expected that I'd be keeping them for several months due to the shutdown, but thank you, N. So the best thing about this book, I think, is that it's very realistic. It definitely presents a lot of issues that are like more of the grittier parts of being a college student and growing up and trying to survive by yourself, basically. And so it revolves around this guy named Pablo. He lives in New York City and he's an NYU dropout and he's in a lot of debt. His mom is an immigrant from Korea. She worked her butt off to be successful. And so I think a major part of the book is Pablo being in debt. NYU is a very expensive private school. The financial pressures are a large reason why he did drop out of college. And like his mom kind of told him this when he got into college, that it wasn't a reasonable choice for him. He kind of like convinced his dad to let him go. And the thing is, he didn't even know what he was wanting to major in. It's very unfortunate. But for a lot of people, the quality of education isn't the only factor they have to consider when choosing a college, just because it is so expensive. And even if you do attend a more affordable college, a ton of people in the U.S. have so much student debt, which in this book is portrayed through Pablo. I think especially where I live right now, there's a ton of people that immigrated to America, have immigrant parents, grandparents, and maybe weren't even born here themselves. And so I think Permanent Record really touches on that, just seeing how difficult it can be to make a living for yourself in a new world. And a lot of the times, like, the children of immigrant parents may face a lot of pressure to be as successful as them or have the same dreams of wanting to become like the typical path of doctor or lawyer, economics, something like that. Pablo's father, he was kind of a dreamer too. Writing plays and stuff isn't as stable as a lot of other jobs that like parents prefer for their kids to go into. And like at the moment after Pablo dropped out of NYU, he's working the graveyard shift at this like convenience store, and so it's definitely not ideal, but I think in this case, like, he kind of had to figure it out himself. His parents were setting aside some college money for him, but his mom decided not to give it to him because she thought he wasn't ready and responsible enough. And I think if she did give it to him, he would just have like blown it and still have a ton of debt, so maybe that was the right move. Another theme in this novel was fame. While Pablo was working one of his graveyard shifts, met this celebrity. He didn't recognize who she was at first, and so he kind of just was like natural and like polite with her, and he did realize who she was, and basically they met again at the same convenience store like 11 days later or something, and then they started dating and they did like fall in love. And this is the part that kind of made me stressed out because they're kind of not being 100% real, and they live like such different lifestyles and kind of want different things in life, and I was just like waiting for the relationship to not work and for them to like break up and stuff. It was kind of interesting because she has everything, flies in a private plane, her face is all over billboards, she has so much money, she can like basically do whatever, except she's saying how she wants to have just a normal college life. And then Pablo's like, well, you could do that if you want, but you do like the fame and you like having everything that comes with it. And then later there's this incident where the press finds them and she covers it up and so it doesn't get leaked, but there's a part of Pablo that wants the pictures to be leaked because he does want a taste of what it's like to be in the spotlight and stuff. I guess just being in the spotlight isn't always what you think. And I also think it's really easy to judge people who are famous, like actors or singers or really whatever. It's easy to judge them when you don't really know anything about their life. And I think this kind of highlights that as well. She makes Pablo promise that he won't look up anything about her, and instead he'll ask her, because you never really know what's on the internet. And some of it's true, some of it's not. Fans are crazy. I know this is all fictional, but I feel like it's pretty accurate to what happens in our real life and what celebrities have to deal with, even though they are super blessed, not having to worry about anything financially. But as everyone says, money isn't everything. Okay, this is weird to say, but this is my last video on media morals. If you've been watching our channel for the past several months, we're super grateful. We really hope that you took away some type of moral or value from all these videos. Once again, thank you so much, and I guess for the last time, bye internet.